We've been repeatedly presented with an image of the Devi as a unity that contains all principles within herself, while also giving rise to a multiplicity of forms without ever departing from her unitive nature. We can see this in her relationship with the gods and also with the matrikas that she creates and then calls back into herself. I'm wondering if we have something similar happening with the philosophy. You've explained how the philosophy embedded within Devi Mahatmya contains core elements of various philosophical schools, such as Sankhya, Vedanta, and Trika, but with subtle differences that contribute to the formation of a separate identity. So my questions will be, does Shakta philosophy fundamentally have the character of a synthesis and reconciliation of these and other schools? Or does it possess its own unique paradigm, as you mentioned in conjunction with Bhaskara? Also, does there exist a systematic presentation of the Shakta philosophy? And why does it appear underrepresented in popular works on Hindu philosophy? Thank you.
That's a big question, this one. Okay, welcome. First of all, our social reality and our philosophy are rarely the same in any society. The paradox of the Hindu society is Hindu society broadly lives in the Shakta paradigm. Yesterday, I went to a Diwali festival, and all that is going on there is a dance and songs and music and celebrations of festivities and food. Primaries enjoy many, many types of food. And then you go and listen to some spiritual discourses. The world is illusion. You, son, get away from it as quickly as possible. That is the first fundamental paradox I'm talking about. The same way you see this is right and that is wrong. And this is how people, and we are trying to reconcile philosophy with practices. And in the Shakta world, what we see happening is the differences are actually not the problem. These differences add, enrich, and make it complete. Particularly, let me derive from Sarvamna and juxtapose Bhaskara. Bhaskara presents a Shakta paradigm that has to negate many other philosophical paradigms. But that is not always the case. For majority of the Shakta philosophers have presented a synthesis of all the ideas. It's a Mahabindu. It's not a Bindu. It's not the central drop, but it is something that transcends even the central focal point, the central drop, and goes something beyond it, this Mahabindu. And this is the type of different paradigm that we need to engage in order for us to recognize the Shakta philosophy. So in the Sarvamnaya, if you go from Bhupura, the most external of all the gates, with the Charvaka philosophy, and you know, Charvaka philosophy is broadly rejected by all the Hindu philosophers. It's a materialist philosophy, hedonist philosophy. And this is something that you need to shun to, you know, actually even be remotely spiritual. But in the Shakta world, this is the first philosophy you worship. Why? Because body is the first thing you encounter. Body is the first thing you have. And recognize your body. But this is not the ultimate. So this is like, you know, you ask someone, can you tell me about your pilgrimage to Mount Kailash? And then the guy starts telling you from when he took the flight from New York to Kathmandu and then to wherever, you know, and then he starts first day journey. And then you say, no, come on, guys, I just want to hear about the Mount Kailash. You know, so some people cannot understand the concept of the journey. They think that there is this central point, just diving deep into the lake, and that's it. Because they are interested in the dive, they are not interested in the journey that is required for the dive. Do you know what I mean? So where is the dive? I'm the first day. Professor, tell me, where is the dive? And you must have kids, you know, like, and they say, are we there yet? Daddy, are we there yet? And, you know, like you haven't started driving, and then are we there yet? This is human nature. But what is the ultimate reality? The journey is everything. You know, from the moment you started the car till the last point you go, and even the returning, that whole thing is a journey. This whole process is tapas. This whole process is sadhana, not just the realization at one point in the absolute samadhi. All the modes of philosophy are the true philosophies. Just like every step you take towards climbing the mountain is your progression, is the part of integral part of the journey. So therefore, we have to reject the dichotomous structure. Why? Ultimately, last point, why? Ultimately, the duality is real. One guy screams, and then another guy says non-duality is real. And then Shaktas are looking at these two children. These two ideas are given to your consciousness. If there is reality to duality, if there is reality to non-duality, the only thing that is confirmed is the reality of consciousness. And then when they say duality is not real or non-duality is not real, the only thing that is again confirmed through negation is only consciousness. Chiti, chiti, that is it. That is the only thing that we cannot negate in negation, in doubt. You know, Descartes said, okay, when I doubt, I still confirm my cogito. And we say in that when you negate, when you say, I have no consciousness, okay, wow. I mean, how do you know you don't have consciousness? You see, you only confirm your consciousness. Therefore, it doesn't really matter. And then what do we do then? We systematize, we create a structure so that we give place for all these ideas that they deserve. And that's all that is there. These are all different appetizers and main course, and some are for breakfast, some are for dinner. Don't eat all of them at the same time. And I recommend that if you have rasgulla, that's very sweet Indian dish. And then you are offered samosas, you know, another kind of spicy food. I recommend you eat rasgulla after eating samosa. That's all. There is no deep philosophy needed. You know, it is why. I mean, if you have to, like, why are you putting this after that? Okay, if you want to eat all your sweets first, go ahead. You know, that's all that is there. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.